Have you ever sat down at the dinner table, ready to enjoy a comforting meal, only to wonder if the rice on your plate might be doing more harm than good to your blood sugar? For many of us, especially those managing diabetes, rice can feel like both a friend and an enemy. It's warm, filling, and part of so many family traditions. Sunday dinners, backyard barbecues, or that homemade chicken and rice soup when you're feeling under the weather. But for millions of Americans, particularly those living with type 2 diabetes, regular white rice can cause blood sugar to spike faster than you can say past the salt. I recently spoke with John, a retired firefighter from Texas, who told me something that hit home. "Doc, I grew up on rice," he said. "Mom used to make red beans and rice at least 3 times a week. But after I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I felt like I had to give it up for good." John's story isn't unique. Rice is a staple in households all over the United States. Whether it's part of a southern jambalaya, a California sushi roll, or a simple stir-fry on a busy weeknight, it's comfort food, but it can also be a challenge for anyone trying to keep blood sugar stable. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to abandon rice forever. In fact, certain types of rice are not only safe, but can actually help maintain healthier blood sugar levels when eaten in moderation and prepared the right way. These special rice varieties have a lower glycemic index, meaning they won't send your glucose levels soaring. They're packed with fiber, nutrients, and even antioxidants that support overall health. As someone who's been studying nutrition for decades, and as a 60-year-old who has seen family and friends struggle with diabetes, I can tell you this. The secret isn't cutting rice completely. It's choosing the right rice. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at 6 incredible types of rice that every diabetic should know about. We'll talk about what makes them different, how they can benefit your health, and how you can enjoy them without guilt. I'll also share a few kitchen tips, little tricks I've learned over the years to make these healthier rice options even more delicious. But before we dive into the list, let's pause and think about why this is so important. Diabetes is one of the fastest-growing health concerns in America. According to the CDC, more than 37 million people in the US are living with diabetes, and millions more are pre-diabetic without even knowing it. Our diets, often filled with processed foods, sugary snacks, and refined carbs, play a huge role in this epidemic. And rice, especially white rice, is often one of the hidden culprits. White rice has a high glycemic index, which means it can raise your blood sugar almost as quickly as a candy bar. For someone like John, or maybe even for you, that's not something to take lightly. But what if I told you there's a way to enjoy rice without putting your health at risk? Imagine serving a warm bowl of creamy mushroom risotto made with whole-grain Arborio rice, a type of rice that not only satisfies your cravings but also works to stabilize your blood sugar. Picture a hearty dinner of grilled salmon with a side of wild rice, nutty, slightly chewy, and bursting with protein and antioxidants. Doesn't that sound a whole lot better than just giving up rice altogether? Here's another thing I've noticed over the years. When people discover these healthier rice options, they start to enjoy their meals again. They no longer feel like they're missing out or stuck with bland diabetic food. Instead, they get to savor vibrant flavors, experiment with recipes, and reconnect with family traditions, just with smarter choices. And that's what I want for you. Food isn't just fuel. It's about comfort, connection, and joy. By making a few simple swaps, you can have all of that while still taking care of your blood sugar. Now, let me give you a quick overview of the 6 types of rice we'll be exploring today. Whole Arborio rice. A creamy, fiber-rich grain perfect for risottos and even healthy desserts. Red rice. Packed with antioxidants and a gorgeous color that brightens any meal. Black rice. Known as forbidden rice, this variety is loaded with nutrients and has a stunning deep purple hue when cooked. Basmati rice, especially the brown version, which has a lower glycemic index and an irresistible aroma. Wild rice. Not technically rice, but a powerhouse seed that's high in protein and fiber. Whole jasmine rice. A fragrant, lightly sweet grain that's much healthier than the white version you see in most restaurants. Each of these varieties has its own story, its own flavor, and its own unique health benefits. By the end of this video, you'll know which one to choose for your next meal, and trust me, it's going to make a difference not just in your blood sugar readings, but also in how you feel after eating. Before we continue, I have one request. If you find this information helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. It lets me know that you enjoy this kind of content and helps more people. Maybe someone like John discover healthier ways to live with diabetes. Now, one last thing before we jump into our rice countdown. I've put together a digital recipe book filled with simple, delicious, diabetes-friendly meals that you can make at home. These aren't complicated dishes with fancy ingredients. They're the kinds of meals I'd cook for my own family. Hearty, flavorful, and balanced. If you'd like a copy, check the first comment below this video. But hurry, copies are limited, and I don't want you to miss out. Are you ready to discover the best rice for diabetics? Let's get started with number 6. It might surprise you. Let's start with the truth that surprises many people. Not all rice is created equal. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, regular white rice can be one of the trickiest foods to manage. Why? It's all about the glycemic index, GI, a ranking of how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. White rice sits high on that chart, meaning that when you eat it, your blood glucose levels can spike quickly, just like if you'd had a sugary snack. For someone trying to manage diabetes, those rapid spikes are the enemy because they make your blood sugar harder to control, leaving you feeling tired, hungry, and even irritable. I remember talking to Mary, a grandmother from Florida, who told me, "I thought rice was healthy because my family has eaten it for generations. I never realized that my blood sugar problems were tied to my daily rice habit." Mary's story is one I hear often. In many American households, rice is a comfort food served with chili, as a base for casseroles, or even as a quick side dish from the microwave. But the problem is that white rice is stripped of its outer layers during processing, which removes much of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What's left is a simple carbohydrate that your body digests quickly, leading to those dreaded blood sugar surges. The good news? Understanding why this happens is the first step to making better choices. Fiber plays a critical role in slowing down digestion. When a grain like rice retains its natural fiber, like in brown or wild rice, the sugars break down much more slowly. Think of it as having a steady, gentle release of energy rather than a fast-burning fire that leaves you drained afterward. Here's another thing to consider: portion sizes. Even healthier rice types can cause spikes if you overeat them. I always tell people, don't let rice take over your plate. Instead, make it a supporting actor alongside lean protein, like grilled chicken or salmon, and fiber-packed vegetables, like broccoli, asparagus, or roasted Brussels sprouts. This combination not only helps balance your blood sugar, but also keeps you feeling full and satisfied longer. Another tip is pairing rice with healthy fats, like avocado or a drizzle of olive oil. Healthy fats slow digestion and can help minimize glucose spikes. This is why dishes like salmon with wild rice and a small side of greens can be both delicious and diabetes-friendly. The truth is, you don't have to avoid rice forever. You just need to understand which types are better for your health and how to enjoy them in a balanced way. And that's exactly what this guide is all about. Over the next few sections, I'll show you 6 rice varieties that are lower on the glycemic index, rich in nutrients and full of flavor. Each one has its own unique personality, whether it's the creamy texture of whole Arborio rice or the nutty chewiness of wild rice. But before we get into the good rice, let me share one simple trick that can make even regular white rice slightly healthier. Cook, cool, and reheat. This process creates something called resistant starch, which acts more like fiber in your body and slows down sugar absorption. It's not a magic fix, but it's a helpful tip if you find yourself at a family gathering where white rice is the only option. We also need to talk about how rice fits into your overall carbohydrate count. Many people with diabetes don't realize that the total number of carbs in a meal is just as important as the type of carbs. A good rule of thumb is to stick to half a cup to 1 cup of cooked rice per meal, depending on your activity level. And remember, combining it with vegetables and protein is key. Now, I know this might sound like a lot to think about, but once you understand these basics, making smart rice choices becomes second nature. I've helped countless people, like John from Texas, swap out their regular rice for healthier alternatives without feeling deprived. In fact, many of them tell me they've fallen in love with the taste of these other rice varieties. They're richer, nuttier, and far more satisfying than plain white rice. So, are you ready to find out which rice can actually help you instead of hurt you? Let's dive into our list, starting with whole Arborio rice, which I like to call the creamy comfort rice that loves you back. If you've been told to cut rice out of your life forever, I have good news. You don't have to. You just need to know which types of rice will work for your body instead of against it. Not all rice is the same. In fact, the 6 types I'm about to share are worlds apart from the plain white rice you find in a cheap takeout container. These are healthier, richer in nutrients, and designed by nature to keep your blood sugar steady instead of sending it on a roller coaster ride. When I first introduced John, the retired firefighter from Texas, to these options, he was skeptical. "Doc, I've eaten white rice my whole life. Isn't this just going to taste like cardboard?" he asked with a smirk. A week later, I got a call from him saying, "I made that whole Arborio risotto you suggested. Doc, I didn't even miss my old rice." That's the kind of transformation I've seen time and again. Once you discover these varieties, you'll see that healthy doesn't mean bland or boring. Why these 6 rice types are different. The main difference comes down to 3 things. Fiber content. These rices are packed with natural fiber because they retain their bran and germ layers, unlike white rice. Fiber slows the release of glucose into your bloodstream. Glycemic index. GI low GI rice varieties have a gentler impact on blood sugar, making them perfect for people managing diabetes. Nutrient density. We're talking about essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, nutrients that work behind the scenes to improve heart health, digestion, and even your energy levels. A quick look at the 6 best rice types. Whole Arborio rice. Known for its creamy texture, it's the perfect choice for risottos and even desserts. It's high in fiber and B vitamins that support the nervous system. Red rice. Vibrant in color and rich in antioxidants called anthocyanins. This rice doesn't just look good, it's great for the heart and helps lower bad cholesterol. Black rice. Forbidden rice packed with antioxidants and protein. Black rice is as beautiful on your plate as it is beneficial for your health. Brown basmati rice. This aromatic, long-grain rice has a lower GI and an irresistible flavor that pairs perfectly with curries and grilled dishes. Wild rice. Technically not rice but a seed, wild rice is a protein powerhouse with a chewy, nutty texture. Whole jasmine rice. A fragrant, slightly sweet variety that's much healthier than its white counterpart while still being soft and satisfying. The power of variety. When I talk to patients, I always encourage them to rotate these rice varieties throughout the week. Why? Because each type brings something unique to the table, literally. For example, black rice is one of the richest in antioxidants, while wild rice is one of the best for boosting protein intake. By mixing them up, you get a full spectrum of health benefits while keeping your meals exciting. Imagine this Monday night, you're making a creamy mushroom risotto with Arborio rice. Wednesday, you enjoy a bright red rice salad with grilled vegetables. By Friday, you're treating yourself to a hearty salmon and wild rice dinner. See how much more fun that sounds compared to eating the same bland white rice over and over? Portion and pairing tips. Even though these rice types are healthier, we still need to keep portions in check. A half cup to 1 cup of cooked rice is plenty for a meal. Pair it with lean proteins, grilled chicken, baked salmon, turkey, or eggs, healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, or a sprinkle of nuts or seeds, fiber-packed vegetables. Think roasted carrots, broccoli, spinach, or bell peppers. This combo will create a balanced plate that not only tastes amazing but also keeps your blood sugar stable for hours. Cooking for better results. The way you prepare your rice matters too. A trick I often recommend is soaking whole grain rice varieties for a few hours before cooking. It shortens the cooking time and helps preserve nutrients. Adding spices like cinnamon, turmeric, or even garlic while cooking can turn a simple pot of rice into something truly memorable. Real-life success story. I once worked with a woman named Linda, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio. She loved rice but hated the idea of feeling deprived. I introduced her to these 6 varieties and gave her a few easy recipes to try. A few weeks later, she told me, "I feel like I've got my life back. I enjoy my meals again, and my blood sugar readings are better than ever." This is what the right food choices can do for you. In the coming sections, we'll dive deeper into each type of rice. I'll show you not just the health benefits, but also practical, tasty ways to use them in your everyday meals. You'll learn why whole Arborio rice deserves the number 6 spot on our list, and how it can turn something as simple as dinner into a healthy, comforting feast. Have you ever tasted a risotto so rich and creamy that you felt like you were indulging in something decadent? That's the magic of Arborio rice. Now, imagine getting all that comforting flavor without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. That's what makes whole Arborio rice such a game changer for people with diabetes. What makes Arborio different? Arborio rice, named after a small town in Italy, is typically known for its role in classic creamy dishes like mushroom risotto or seafood risotto. Most people are familiar with the white version of Arborio rice, but the whole grain Arborio is where the real health benefits shine. Unlike its white counterpart, the whole variety keeps its outer bran and germ layers intact. This means it's higher in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, everything your body needs to slow down the absorption of carbohydrates and keep blood sugar levels steady. Fiber, in particular, is a diabetic's best friend. Think of fiber as a traffic controller for carbs. When you eat a high-fiber grain like whole Arborio rice, your body digests it more slowly, leading to a gentle rise in blood sugar instead of a spike. This is critical for maintaining stable glucose levels throughout the day. Nutritional powerhouse. Whole Arborio rice isn't just good for blood sugar. It's packed with nutrients like B vitamins, thiamine, and niacin, which support brain function and the nervous system. It also contains essential minerals like magnesium, important for muscle and nerve function, and phosphorus, great for bone health. For people over 50, these nutrients become even more important because they help maintain energy, mental clarity, and bone strength. The creaminess factor. Here's something unique about Arborio. Its natural starch content gives it a creamy texture when cooked, making it perfect for hearty dishes. You can create rich-tasting meals without needing heavy cream or butter. For example, imagine preparing a mushroom risotto with a sprinkle of Parmesan, olive oil, and fresh herbs. It's not just delicious, it's diabetes-friendly when made with whole Arborio. I remember a patient named Mike, a retired Navy officer from Virginia, who swore he'd never give up his favorite risotto. When I introduced him to whole Arborio rice, he was skeptical. But after his first bite of seafood risotto made with this grain, he called me saying, "Doc, I feel like I'm eating at a 5-star restaurant, and my glucose meter isn't yelling at me anymore." How to cook whole Arborio rice. Whole Arborio rice takes a bit longer to cook than white rice, but the extra effort is worth it. Here's a quick step-by-step method I recommend. Soak the rice for at least 2 to 3 hours before cooking. This shortens cooking time and helps retain nutrients. Use homemade vegetable or chicken broth instead of plain water to add layers of flavor. Stir frequently while cooking to release the rice's natural starches, giving it that signature creamy texture. For extra health benefits, add anti-inflammatory ingredients like turmeric, garlic, or spinach toward the end of cooking. Delicious meal ideas. Seafood risotto. Combine whole arborio rice with shrimp, scallops, and a splash of lemon for a refreshing dish. Vegetable medley risotto. Use roasted asparagus, bell peppers, and zucchini for a colorful, high-fiber meal. Healthy rice pudding. Sweeten with a touch of cinnamon, almond milk, and a few raisins for a guilt-free dessert. Why arborio deserves a place in your pantry. When you choose whole arborio rice, you're not just choosing a healthier grain, you're choosing a culinary experience. Its creamy texture and mild flavor make it incredibly versatile, from savory dinners to light desserts. Plus, it's a great option for families because even picky eaters tend to love risotto. A quick tip for diabetics. If you're worried about carb counts, remember this simple strategy. Pair your arborio dish with a lean protein, like chicken or fish, and fiber-rich vegetables. This combination creates a balanced meal that keeps blood sugar steady while leaving you satisfied. I can't tell you how many people have called me after trying this rice, saying, "I didn't know healthy food could taste this good." And honestly, that's the goal. Food should bring joy, not stress. With arborio rice, you can have both flavor and health on your plate. In the next section, we'll explore red rice, a vibrant, antioxidant-rich grain that not only controls blood sugar but also supports heart health. You won't believe how colorful and tasty it is. One of the biggest reasons I recommend whole arborio rice for people with diabetes is its impressive fiber content. Fiber is like the unsung hero of healthy eating. It doesn't just keep you full longer, it also helps slow the absorption of carbohydrates, which is crucial when you're trying to manage blood sugar levels. Think of it as a gentle brake pedal for your body's glucose response, preventing those sharp spikes that leave you feeling drained or jittery. I often compare fiber to the traffic lights of your digestive system. When you eat something like white rice with little to no fiber, carbohydrates zoom through your body like cars on a highway with no red lights. Fast, uncontrolled, and overwhelming for your blood sugar. But with whole arborio rice, those fiber traffic lights help control the flow, allowing glucose to enter your bloodstream at a steady pace. This is why people with diabetes feel better when they swap out white rice for a high-fiber grain like arborio. The role of fiber in blood sugar control. Whole arborio rice contains both soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in your stomach, slowing digestion and helping control blood sugar spikes. Insoluble fiber helps keep your digestive system running smoothly, preventing constipation, a common issue as we age or when dietary changes occur. This combination doesn't just make arborio diabetes friendly. It also supports gut health and helps maintain a healthy weight by keeping you full and satisfied longer. I remember talking to Patricia, a 65-year-old retiree from Kansas, who used to eat white rice with every dinner. Her blood sugar readings were always unpredictable, and she constantly felt hungry just an hour or two after eating. When she switched to whole arborio rice, something amazing happened. She told me, "Doc, I don't get those sugar crashes anymore, and I feel full until bedtime. I never realized fiber could make such a difference." The added benefits of fiber. Fiber does more than help control blood sugar, it's also linked to better heart health. By slowing down digestion and reducing cholesterol absorption, fiber helps lower LDL, bad cholesterol levels, which is particularly important for diabetics who are at higher risk for heart disease. Arborio rice, being rich in fiber, is an excellent way to support cardiovascular health while enjoying your favorite comfort foods. Moreover, fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, improving digestion and overall gut health. A healthy gut plays a role in better blood sugar regulation, stronger immunity, and even improved mental clarity. Who would have thought that a simple bowl of risotto could have such wide-reaching benefits? How to maximize fiber intake with Arborio. To get the most out of Arborio's fiber content, combine it with other fiber-rich ingredients. Here are some delicious pairing ideas. Vegetable risotto. Add spinach, kale, or broccoli while cooking. These vegetables not only boost fiber, but also add antioxidants and vitamins. Bean and Arborio bowl. Mix in black beans or chickpeas for a hearty, protein and fiber-packed dish. Arborio and lentil stew. Lentils are another excellent fiber source, and when cooked together, they create a creamy, comforting meal. Another tip I often share with my patients is to avoid overcooking Arborio rice. Overcooking can break down some of the fiber structure, making the carbs easier to absorb. Instead, cook it just until it's al dente, slightly firm to the bite. It will have better texture and retain more of its nutritional value. Practical, everyday use. You don't need to reserve Arborio rice just for fancy risottos. It can be used in everyday dishes as a substitute for white rice in stir-fries, side dishes, or even in healthier desserts. One of my favorites is a no-guilt rice pudding made with almond milk, cinnamon, and a small handful of berries. Not only is it satisfying, but the combination of fiber and antioxidants makes it a treat that supports your health. Why fiber is your long-term ally. As we age, fiber becomes even more critical. It helps regulate blood sugar, improves digestion, lowers cholesterol, and reduces the risk of colon issues. For diabetics, these benefits are doubly important. Arborio rice, with its high fiber content, is a simple yet powerful addition to a balanced diet. So, if you're trying to manage your blood sugar while still enjoying hearty, satisfying meals, don't underestimate the power of fiber. Start by making whole Arborio rice a staple in your pantry. When cooked right, it's creamy, flavorful, and incredibly versatile. In the next section, we'll move on to a truly stunning grain, red rice. Not only is it beautiful on your plate, but its antioxidants and heart protective benefits make it a must-try for anyone looking to eat healthier. When you first see red rice, you might be surprised. Its vibrant, reddish-brown hue sets it apart from the plain white rice we're so used to. But that beautiful color isn't just for show. It's a sign of powerful antioxidants and nutrients that make this grain a real superstar for anyone managing diabetes. What makes red rice special? The rich, red color of this rice comes from anthocyanins, the same plant compounds found in blueberries, blackberries, and cherries. These antioxidants are known for their ability to fight inflammation, protect blood vessels, and improve heart health, all critical factors for people living with diabetes. In other words, every spoonful of red rice delivers not just flavor, but a nutritional boost your body truly needs. I once worked with Michael, a 62-year-old truck driver from Tennessee, who told me he never thought he'd like anything but white rice. When I suggested he try red rice, he chuckled and said, "Doc, I don't want my food looking like it came from Mars." But after cooking his first batch, just a simple red rice pilaf with roasted vegetables, he called me back saying, "I can't believe how nutty and good this tastes, and I didn't even feel hungry an hour later." How red rice helps with blood sugar. The key benefit of red rice lies in its low glycemic index, GI, and high fiber content. Compared to white rice, which is digested quickly and causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, red rice breaks down slowly, giving you a steady release of energy. The fiber also keeps you full longer, reducing cravings and helping with portion control. Another bonus is that red rice is rich in magnesium, a mineral that plays an important role in regulating insulin sensitivity. Studies have shown that people with adequate magnesium intake tend to have better blood sugar control. When you combine this with the antioxidant power of anthocyanins, you've got a grain that's both protective and nourishing. Heart and cholesterol benefits. One of the lesser-known perks of red rice is its impact on cholesterol. The antioxidants and fiber help reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, while promoting HDL, good cholesterol. This is especially important because people with diabetes are at a higher risk of heart problems. Adding red rice to your diet is like giving your cardiovascular system a shield, protecting it while you enjoy delicious, satisfying meals. Cooking and flavor profile. Red rice has a slightly chewy texture and a subtle nutty flavor that pairs beautifully with a variety of dishes. Here's how you can use it. Salads. Toss cooled red rice with roasted veggies, fresh herbs, and a light vinaigrette for a colorful, fiber-packed salad. Side dishes. Serve it alongside grilled chicken, turkey, or salmon. Its earthy flavor adds depth to simple proteins. Hearty bowls. Combine red rice with black beans, sautéed peppers, and avocado for a healthy, filling bowl. Cooking red rice is similar to brown rice. Rinse it thoroughly, soak it for 30 to 60 minutes, optional but recommended. Then cook it with a 2-to-1 water-to-rice ratio. For added flavor, replace half of the water with low-sodium chicken or vegetable broth, and consider tossing in a bay leaf or a pinch of cumin for an aromatic twist. Practical tips for diabetics. Watch portions. Even though red rice is healthier, moderation is key. Stick to 1/2 to 1 cup of cooked rice per meal. Combine with protein and veggies. Pairing red rice with high-protein foods and fiber-rich vegetables slows digestion even further. Meal prep friendly. Red rice stores well in the fridge. Cook a large batch on Sunday and use it throughout the week for quick salads, grain bowls, or side dishes. Why you'll love red rice. Many of my patients tell me that switching to red rice has actually made their meals more exciting. The bold color brightens up a plate, and the nutty flavor feels gourmet without much effort. It's a simple swap that makes a big difference, not just for blood sugar management, but for overall health. Think about it. When was the last time your food truly worked for your health instead of against it? Red rice is one of those foods that you can enjoy guilt-free. Whether it's part of a light lunch salad or a cozy dinner bowl, this grain is here to prove that eating healthy doesn't mean sacrificing flavor. In the next section, we'll talk about black rice, also known as forbidden rice. Once reserved for royalty in ancient China, it's now recognized as one of the healthiest grains on earth, packed with antioxidants, fiber, and flavor. You won't want to miss it. One of the reasons red rice is such a powerhouse grain is its antioxidant content. Those rich red and burgundy tones aren't just for show. They're proof of the anthocyanins packed inside. Anthocyanins are the same plant-based compounds that give blueberries and blackberries their deep color. They're known for fighting inflammation, protecting your cells, and even improving heart health. For someone living with diabetes, this is especially important because high blood sugar levels can create oxidative stress in the body, leading to damage over time. Red rice works to counteract that. Why antioxidants matter for diabetes. Diabetes isn't just about high blood sugar. Over time, uncontrolled glucose levels can cause damage to blood vessels, nerves, and even your organs. This damage is partly caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that wreak havoc on healthy cells. Antioxidants act like little bodyguards for your cells, neutralizing these free radicals before they can cause harm. By including antioxidant-rich foods like red rice in your diet, you're helping your body fight against long-term complications of diabetes. You're also supporting better cardiovascular health, something every diabetic needs to think about. Remember, heart disease is one of the biggest risks for diabetics, so every small choice matters. The extra nutrients in red rice. Red rice isn't just about antioxidants. It's also rich in magnesium, helps regulate insulin and improve glucose control. Iron, supports healthy blood and energy levels, especially if you often feel fatigued. B vitamins, vital for energy metabolism and keeping the nervous system strong. Manganese, a mineral that supports bone health and aids in antioxidant function. Together, these nutrients make red rice an all-around superfood for people over 50 who want to stay active, energized, and healthy. A story that stands out. I recall working with Susan, a retired nurse from Arizona, who was constantly worried about her heart health. Her cholesterol was high, and she struggled to keep her blood sugar steady. I suggested she add red rice to her weekly meal rotation, starting with something simple like a red rice and grilled chicken salad. Just 2 months later, she told me, "Doc, not only do I feel better, but I've fallen in love with the color and flavor of this rice. It feels like I'm doing something special for myself every time I eat it." That's the power of food that truly works with your body. How to boost the antioxidant benefits. Cooking red rice the right way can help you retain its nutrients. Rinse it well, but don't overwash, as the outer layer contains most of the anthocyanins. Cook in broth instead of water for added minerals and flavor. Add antioxidant-rich companions like spinach, kale, or roasted peppers to create a nutrient-dense, diabetes-friendly meal. One of my favorite combinations is red rice with sautéed mushrooms and garlic, finished with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of parsley. Simple, tasty, and full of antioxidants that fight inflammation. The emotional benefit of colorful foods. There's something uplifting about eating foods that look vibrant and alive. When your plate is filled with earthy reds, greens, and yellows, it not only feeds your body but also your mind. Studies have shown that colorful meals encourage healthier eating habits and reduce cravings for processed foods. Red rice adds that splash of color that can make healthy eating exciting again. Practical meal ideas. Red rice veggie bowl. Toss with grilled zucchini, carrots, and a handful of baby spinach. Tex-Mex red rice salad. Combine with black beans, corn, avocado, and a squeeze of lime. Red rice soup. Simmer with chicken broth, garlic, and vegetables for a hearty, blood sugar-friendly comfort food. Mid-roll moment CTA for engagement. If you're enjoying these tips, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever tried red rice? I'd love to hear your experience or favorite recipe ideas. And don't forget, if you want more diabetes-friendly recipes, grab the digital recipe book I've linked in the first comment. It's packed with quick, healthy meals designed to keep your blood sugar stable while still tasting incredible. Next, we're moving on to black rice, often called forbidden rice because in ancient times it was reserved for royalty. But now, it's available to everyone, and trust me, this grain is a nutrient powerhouse that you don't want to miss. Have you ever heard of black rice, sometimes called forbidden rice? The name alone sparks curiosity, doesn't it? This striking, dark-colored grain was once reserved for royalty in ancient China because it was believed to be so powerful and rare that only emperors were allowed to eat it. Today, we know that black rice isn't just visually stunning. It's one of the most nutrient-rich rice varieties available, and it's an excellent choice for people managing diabetes. What makes black rice so special? The deep purple-black hue of this rice comes from anthocyanins, the same antioxidants that give blueberries and blackberries their color. These compounds are incredibly effective at reducing inflammation, protecting cells from free radical damage, and supporting heart health. For diabetics, this is a big win because high blood sugar levels can create oxidative stress in the body, leading to long-term complications. With black rice, every bite works like a mini shield for your health. Another standout feature of black rice is its high fiber and protein content. Compared to white rice, it has more than double the fiber, which means it digests slowly and won't spike your blood sugar. The protein helps stabilize energy levels and keeps you feeling full for longer. That's why I often recommend black rice to my patients who struggle with late-night snacking. Just one satisfying bowl can keep hunger at bay for hours. A unique flavor and texture. Black rice has a slightly chewy texture, and a nutty flavor that pairs beautifully with both savory and sweet dishes. Imagine making a black rice salad with roasted pumpkin, walnuts, and a light balsamic drizzle. It's not only beautiful but also packed with nutrients. Or picture a warm bowl of black rice served with sautéed shrimp, garlic, and fresh herbs. It's a gourmet experience, yet completely healthy. I remember a conversation with Karen, a 58-year-old retiree from North Carolina, who said, "Doc, I didn't think I could get my family to eat anything but white rice. So, I gave her a recipe for a black rice stir-fry with colorful vegetables and lean chicken. A week later, she told me my husband actually asked for seconds, and my blood sugar didn't spike like it usually does." That's when she realized healthy swaps could also be delicious. Nutritional benefits beyond blood sugar. Black rice is rich in iron, helps with energy production and prevents fatigue. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that supports skin and immune health. Magnesium, crucial for muscle and nerve function, and often lacking in standard diets. Plant-based compounds that support heart health, improve circulation, and may even help lower bad cholesterol. For people with diabetes, the anti-inflammatory properties of black rice are especially important. Inflammation is a key factor in insulin resistance, so eating foods that fight inflammation can actually improve your body's ability to manage blood sugar. How to cook black rice. Black rice takes a little longer to cook than white rice, but it's worth it. Here's my simple approach. Soak the rice for 2 to 3 hours to reduce cooking time and soften the grains. Use a 2-to-1 water-to-rice ratio. Add a pinch of salt and a clove of garlic or a bay leaf to enhance flavor. Simmer gently for 30 to 40 minutes, or until the grains are tender and slightly chewy. Once cooked, the rice turns a beautiful deep purple that makes any dish look special. Recipe inspiration. Black rice power bowl. Mix black rice with roasted sweet potatoes, steamed broccoli, and grilled chicken. Asian-inspired stir-fry. Combine black rice with soy sauce, ginger, and sautéed vegetables. Black rice pudding. Sweeten with almond milk, cinnamon, and a few fresh berries for a healthy dessert. The psychological edge of eating royal rice. There's something empowering about eating a grain that was once considered so valuable it was reserved for kings and queens. When my patients add black rice to their diets, they often tell me it makes healthy eating feel like a luxury rather than a restriction. That mindset shift alone can be powerful. Eating healthy should feel rewarding, and black rice makes sure of that. A simple challenge. If you've never tried black rice, I encourage you to start with one small recipe this week. Maybe a simple black rice salad with fresh greens, cherry tomatoes, and a drizzle of olive oil. It's quick, colorful, and absolutely delicious. Your blood sugar and your taste buds will thank you. Up next, we'll talk about brown basmati rice, an aromatic, long-grain variety with a naturally lower glycemic index. It's another diabetic-friendly rice that brings both flavor and health benefits to your table. Black rice isn't just a striking grain that makes your dinner plate look gourmet. It's a nutritional powerhouse that actively supports better health, particularly for those managing diabetes. Its deep, dark color is a sign of its high antioxidant content, which works to protect your cells from damage. But beyond the antioxidants, black rice is loaded with nutrients that promote overall well-being, from stronger heart health to better digestion and even improved energy levels. The antioxidant advantage. The standout feature of black rice is its anthocyanin content, the same type of antioxidant found in blueberries and purple cabbage. These compounds fight inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and can help lower the risk of chronic illnesses, including heart disease. For diabetics, reducing oxidative stress is critical because prolonged high blood sugar can cause long-term cellular damage. By incorporating black rice into your diet, you're giving your body a daily dose of natural protection. In fact, Studies suggest that anthocyanins can even help improve insulin sensitivity. This means your body can manage blood sugar levels more effectively, which is exactly what people with diabetes need. High in fiber, low in GI. Black rice has more fiber than white or even some brown rice varieties, and that's what makes it such a great option for blood sugar control. Fiber slows down digestion, ensuring that the carbohydrates you eat are broken down gradually. This prevents those quick blood sugar spikes that leave you feeling tired or craving sweets later. I remember working with Robert, a 64-year-old from Michigan, who was skeptical about switching from white rice. "I'm used to soft, fluffy rice. This black rice looks like birdseed," he told me. I suggested he try my black rice stir-fry recipe with lean beef and vegetables. A week later, he called me and said, "Doc, not only did my glucose reading stay stable after dinner, but my wife and I actually loved the taste. It's richer and nuttier than I expected, nutrients that go beyond blood sugar." Black rice is rich in more than just fiber and antioxidants. It also contains iron, helps maintain healthy red blood cells and prevents fatigue, which is common among diabetics. Magnesium supports nerve health and improves muscle function, while also playing a role in blood pressure regulation. Vitamin E, known for supporting the immune system and skin health. Plant compounds that promote better circulation and heart function. These nutrients make black rice an all-around superfood, not just for diabetics, but for anyone looking to age well and stay active. Delicious ways to eat black rice. Black rice is versatile, and it's slightly chewy. Nutty texture pairs well with a wide range of flavors. Here are some ways you can enjoy it. Warm grain bowl. Combine black rice with roasted vegetables, grilled chicken, and a drizzle of olive oil. Salads. Toss cooled black rice with fresh greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and a light vinaigrette. Breakfast option. Use black rice as the base for a warm, sweet breakfast bowl with almond milk, cinnamon, and fresh berries. Side dish. Replace white rice in stir-fries or curries with black rice for an instant upgrade in nutrition. Cooking tips for maximum benefits. To get the most out of black rice, try these tips. Soak it overnight or for at least 2 to 3 hours to soften the grain and reduce cooking time. Use aromatic spices like ginger or a cinnamon stick during cooking to enhance its natural flavor. Avoid overcooking. It should remain slightly firm with a pleasant chewiness. The emotional side of eating healthy. Eating black rice feels special. Its deep purple color when cooked makes your meals look vibrant and exciting, which can make healthy eating feel less like a chore and more like an experience. I've seen many people feel more motivated to stick to a diabetes-friendly diet simply because they discover grains like black rice that bring both beauty and health to their plates. A simple swap with big impact. If you currently eat white rice 3 or 4 times a week, try swapping in black rice for just one of those meals. You'll notice the difference not only in your blood sugar levels, but also in how satisfied you feel afterward. This one change alone can have a lasting impact on your health, especially when combined with lean proteins and plenty of vegetables. Mid-roll reminder. If you're enjoying this information so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments. Have you tried black rice before? I'd love to hear your favorite way to prepare it. Coming up next, we'll dive into brown basmati rice, one of the most aromatic, low GI grains that's perfect for diabetics and incredibly versatile in the kitchen. If there's one rice variety that combines flavor, aroma, and diabetic-friendly benefits, it's basmati rice. Known for its long, slender grains and subtle nutty fragrance, basmati is a staple in Indian and Middle Eastern cuisine, but it has also become increasingly popular in American kitchens. What sets basmati rice apart is its naturally low glycemic index, GI, especially when you choose the brown basmati variety. Why basmati rice is great for blood sugar. Unlike regular white rice, which can cause quick spikes in blood sugar. Basmati rice digests more slowly. Brown basmati, in particular, retains its bran and germ layers, which means it's rich in fiber and essential nutrients. The result? A steady, controlled release of glucose into the bloodstream. For diabetics, this is a game changer. I remember chatting with Tom, a 61-year-old from California who loves cooking Indian curries. I thought I had to give up rice completely when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, he told me. When I suggested brown basmati rice, his reaction was priceless. "Doc, I had no idea something so tasty could be good for me." A month later, he shared that not only were his blood sugar levels more stable, but he also felt fuller after meals. Nutritional profile. Brown basmati rice is loaded with fiber, supports digestion and keeps you satisfied longer. B vitamins. Help convert food into energy and support nerve health. Magnesium and phosphorus. Vital for bone strength and heart health. Natural compounds that contribute to its low GI rating, making it perfect for blood sugar control. Even white basmati rice is better than most white rice options because its GI is lower. But if you want maximum health benefits, brown basmati is the way to go. Aroma that elevates every dish. One of the most appealing things about basmati rice is its fragrance. When you cook it, your kitchen fills with a slightly nutty, almost floral aroma. It turns simple meals into something special. Imagine a grilled chicken curry served over a bed of fluffy basmati rice or a light vegetable biryani that bursts with flavor and spices. The aroma alone is enough to make you look forward to dinner. How to cook basmati rice perfectly. The key to cooking basmati is keeping the grains long and separate, not sticky. Here's how I do it. Rinse thoroughly until the water runs clear. This removes excess starch. Soak for 30 minutes before cooking to help the grains expand and stay fluffy. Use a 1.5 to 1 water to rice ratio for brown basmati, or 1 to 1 for white basmati. Add a bay leaf or a cinnamon stick to the pot while cooking for extra flavor. Delicious ways to enjoy basmati. Chicken or vegetable curry. The long grains soak up flavorful sauces beautifully. Biryani. A traditional Indian dish where basmati is layered with spices, veggies, or lean meats. Basmati rice bowl. Pair with grilled salmon, sautéed greens, and a drizzle of olive oil. Exotic dessert. Cook with coconut milk and top with mango or fresh berries for a naturally sweet, low-sugar treat. Why basmati is perfect for diabetics. Its low GI means that blood sugar rises gradually, preventing sudden spikes or crashes. The high fiber content helps you feel satisfied longer, which reduces cravings and overeating. This makes basmati a smart choice not just for diabetics but for anyone looking to maintain a healthy weight. A story of change. Maria, a 59-year-old from Texas, told me she'd been avoiding rice for years out of fear. When I introduced her to brown basmati, she was hesitant but decided to try a simple stir-fry recipe. Her feedback? "Doc, I feel like I'm enjoying real food again. My blood sugar readings have been steady, and I'm not hungry all the time." Sometimes it's not about eliminating foods we love but finding better versions of them. Mid-roll tip for you. If you're someone who loves rice but worries about blood sugar, try swapping out your regular white rice for brown basmati once this week. Pair it with lean proteins and colorful vegetables. You'll be amazed at the difference in taste and energy levels. Up next, we'll explore how to bring out the flavor and balance of basmati rice with easy cooking tips and creative meal ideas that make it a true star in any kitchen. Basmati rice isn't just about being a healthier choice. It's also about flavor and balance. If you've ever walked into a kitchen where basmati rice is cooking, you know what I'm talking about. That warm, nutty, slightly floral aroma instantly sets the tone for a comforting meal. But beyond its fragrance, basmati rice is a grain that can help you create balanced, Diabetes-friendly plates without sacrificing taste. Why flavor matters for healthy eating. One of the biggest struggles people have when they switch to a diabetic-friendly diet is boredom. Healthy food tastes bland, they say. But here's the truth. Healthy eating doesn't mean you have to give up flavor. Basmati rice proves this point. Its naturally fragrant aroma and slightly nutty taste allow you to cook simple, wholesome meals that still feel indulgent. For example, consider a dish of brown basmati rice with grilled chicken and roasted vegetables. The rice doesn't need heavy sauces or extra salt to taste good. The aroma itself elevates the entire meal. Add a sprinkle of fresh herbs like parsley or cilantro, and you've got a dish that's both flavorful and heart-healthy. Creating balanced meals with basmati. Balance is the key to any diabetes-friendly meal. With basmati rice, here's how you can create a plate that keeps your blood sugar steady. Protein first, pair basmati rice with lean proteins like baked salmon, grilled turkey breast, or even scrambled eggs for breakfast bowls. Protein slows down digestion and helps prevent sugar spikes. Colorful vegetables. Add a variety of roasted, sautéed, or steamed vegetables to increase fiber and nutrient content. Think broccoli, carrots, zucchini, or asparagus. Healthy fats. A drizzle of olive oil, a few slices of avocado, or a sprinkle of nuts adds healthy fats, which also helps stabilize blood sugar. I like to tell people, imagine your plate divided into 3 parts. Half for veggies, a quarter for protein, and a quarter for basmati rice. This simple approach ensures you get all the flavors you crave while keeping your blood sugar in check. Cooking basmati for maximum taste. To bring out the best of basmati rice, you don't need fancy techniques. Here are a few simple tricks. Use broth instead of water for extra flavor. Low-sodium chicken or vegetable broth makes the rice rich and savory. Add aromatic spices like cardamom, cinnamon sticks, or bay leaves during cooking. These spices add depth of flavor and even bring health benefits. Fluff, don't stir. Once the rice is cooked, gently fluff it with a fork to keep the grains separate and light. One of my favorite dishes is basmati rice with caramelized onions and spinach. The sweet onions combined with the nutty rice and earthy spinach create a perfect, balanced meal that tastes far more indulgent than it is. A quick weeknight example. Imagine this scenario. It's Tuesday night, and you're tired after a long day. You throw some chicken breasts on the grill, roast a few vegetables, and put a pot of basmati rice on the stove. In less than 30 minutes, you have a restaurant-quality meal that's low GI, filling, and delicious. This is the kind of effortless balance basmati rice brings to your kitchen. What makes basmati stand out from other rice? Lower glycemic index. Keeps blood sugar stable compared to white rice. Fluffy, non-sticky texture. Perfect for curries and bowls. Aromatic appeal. Enhances simple dishes without needing heavy sauces or butter. Real-life story. David, a 60-year-old retired chef from Colorado, shared with me how basmati rice transformed his cooking. I used to rely on butter and salt to give rice flavor. But with basmati, I barely need any seasoning. It's naturally aromatic. Even my grandkids, who are picky eaters, love it. This kind of feedback is common. Once people try basmati, they realize that healthy eating isn't about cutting out foods they love. It's about making smarter swaps that taste just as good, if not better. Mid-roll reminder. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to like this video and comment below. What's your favorite way to enjoy rice? I love hearing new recipe ideas from this community, and your comments help others discover creative, healthy meals. Next, we're moving on to wild rice, which isn't technically rice at all, but it's one of the most nutrient-dense, protein-rich grains you can add to your plate. This one might just surprise you with its unique flavor and health benefits. Wild rice is a bit of a misnomer. It's not actually rice at all. Instead, It's the seed of a type of aquatic grass that grows naturally in shallow lakes and streams, particularly in North America. Native tribes in the Great Lakes region have valued wild rice for centuries, not just for its rich, nutty flavor, but also for its incredible nutritional profile. Today, it remains one of the most nutrient-dense, diabetes-friendly grains you can find. Why wild rice is unique. What sets wild rice apart from white rice, or even brown rice, is its high protein content and low glycemic index. A cup of cooked wild rice offers about 6 to 7 grams of protein, which is far higher than typical rice varieties. This combination of protein and fiber slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps you stay full longer. The flavor is another standout feature. Wild rice has a slightly earthy, nutty taste with a chewy texture that makes every bite feel hearty and satisfying. I often tell my patients, if you've never tried wild rice, think of it as a cross between rice and a wholesome grain like barley, a diabetes-friendly superfood. For those managing diabetes, wild rice is a winner because its low glycemic index means glucose enters your bloodstream gradually. Protein and fiber content help curb cravings and support weight management. It's rich in antioxidants, magnesium, and zinc, which are crucial for reducing inflammation and improving insulin sensitivity. I recall helping James, a 63-year-old retired park ranger from Minnesota, switch to wild rice. He told me, "Doc, I used to think healthy grains were tasteless. But after my first bowl of wild rice with grilled salmon and broccoli, I was hooked." His blood sugar readings improved noticeably within a few weeks, and he felt more energetic. Nutritional highlights. Wild rice is packed with essential nutrients. Iron. Supports healthy blood and energy levels. B vitamins. B2, B3, B6 important for energy metabolism and nerve function. Phosphorus and manganese help maintain strong bones and healthy muscles. Plant antioxidants protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. This nutrient profile makes wild rice not just a great option for diabetics, but a powerful grain for overall wellness, especially for those over 50 who want to maintain strong bones and muscle mass. Cooking wild rice the right way. Wild rice takes longer to cook than most rice types, but the payoff is worth it. Here's a simple method. Rinse the wild rice thoroughly under cool water. Use a 3-to-1 water-to-rice ratio. Bring to a boil, then simmer. Cook for 40 to 45 minutes until the grains start to burst open but remain slightly chewy. Drain any excess water and fluff with a fork. To boost the flavor, try cooking it in low-sodium chicken broth instead of water, or add aromatic herbs like thyme and rosemary during cooking. Delicious ways to enjoy wild rice. Hearty wild rice soup. Pair with mushrooms, carrots, celery, and a splash of almond milk for a creamy texture. Grain bowls. Mix with roasted sweet potatoes, lean turkey, or salmon for a satisfying meal. Stuffed peppers. Use wild rice as the base for a filling, high-protein stuffing. Side dish. Serve alongside grilled fish or baked chicken for a nutrient-packed dinner. The Native American connection. Wild rice is deeply rooted in North American culture. It was a staple food for many indigenous tribes, who called it manumin, meaning good berry. Knowing this history gives you a deeper appreciation for every bite. It's not just a grain. It's a connection to a tradition that's been nourishing people for centuries. Practical tips for diabetics. Even though wild rice is healthier, portion control still matters. A serving of about 1/2 to 1 cup cooked wild rice is ideal. Combine it with colorful vegetables and a lean protein to create a balanced plate that's rich in nutrients and gentle on blood sugar. Mid-roll CTA. If you're finding this series helpful, go ahead and tap that like button and share your thoughts below. Have you tried wild rice before? I'd love to know how you prepare it. Your feedback might inspire someone else to try this fantastic grain. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into the protein power of wild rice and why it stands out as a perfect addition to any diabetic-friendly meal plan. Wild rice isn't just about its earthy flavor or rich history. It's also a protein powerhouse, making it one of the best grains for people managing diabetes. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle mass, boosting metabolism, and keeping you full for longer. For those over 50, this is even more important since muscle naturally declines with age. Wild rice, with its unique nutrient profile, offers the perfect combination of plant-based protein and fiber to help you stay strong and energized. Why protein matters for diabetics. When you eat a meal that's rich in protein, your blood sugar levels remain more stable. Protein slows down the absorption of carbohydrates, reducing the risk of sudden glucose spikes. Wild rice provides 6 to 7 grams of protein per cooked cup, far more than most other rice types. This makes it an excellent alternative to white rice, which has almost no protein at all. I recall a conversation with Barbara, a 60-year-old grandmother from Wisconsin who was struggling with post-meal blood sugar spikes. When I suggested swapping out her usual side of white rice for wild rice, she looked at me with doubt. "Will it even taste good?" she asked. After her first wild rice and grilled chicken bowl, she called me back with excitement. "Doc, not only did it taste amazing, but I didn't feel that sugar crash I used to get after dinner." That's the magic of combining high-protein, low-GI foods. Building balanced meals with wild rice. Wild rice shines when paired with other protein sources. Here are some delicious, blood sugar-friendly meal ideas. Wild rice and turkey skillet. Combine cooked wild rice with lean ground turkey, garlic, and bell peppers for a hearty weeknight dinner. Salmon and wild rice bowl. Top a bowl of wild rice with grilled salmon, steamed broccoli, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. Wild rice and lentil salad. Lentils add even more plant-based protein and fiber, making this a satisfying meal on its own. These dishes aren't just tasty. They keep you feeling full and energized for hours, which is essential for managing cravings and maintaining steady blood sugar levels. Other nutritional benefits. Protein isn't the only thing wild rice has going for it. It's also loaded with magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and B vitamins, all of which work together to improve nerve and muscle function, strengthen bones and joints, support energy production, reduce inflammation, which is a common problem for those with diabetes. Easy cooking tip for more protein. If you want to boost the protein content of wild rice even more, try cooking it in bone broth or low-sodium chicken broth. This not only adds flavor but also infuses extra protein and minerals. You can also toss in a handful of chickpeas or edamame at the end for a plant-based protein boost. Complete meal in one bowl. One of my favorite diabetic-friendly meals is a wild rice stir-fry. I saute a mix of colorful vegetables, like bell peppers, zucchini, and snap peas, add some lean chicken or shrimp, and then toss it all with cooked wild rice. It's filling, packed with protein and fiber, and the texture of the wild rice adds a satisfying bite you don't get from regular white rice. The satiety factor. Protein and fiber work hand in hand to keep you feeling satisfied. Many people notice that after eating wild rice, they don't get that mid-afternoon or late-night hunger pang. This is key for weight control, a big part of managing diabetes effectively. Real-life success story. I worked with a man named Alan, a retired high school coach from Michigan, who struggled with snacking late at night. Once he switched to protein-rich meals that included wild rice, he told me, "Doc, I don't feel like I need to raid the fridge anymore. My meals actually stick with me." This small dietary shift made a huge difference in his energy levels and weight. Mid-roll CTA. If this tip about protein-rich grains like wild rice resonates with you, hit the like button and tell me in the comments. Would you swap your usual rice for wild rice at least once a week? Your experience might help someone else make the same positive change. Up next, we'll explore whole jasmine rice, a fragrant, slightly sweet grain that's not only delicious, but also much better for blood sugar control than regular white rice. If you've ever walked into an Asian restaurant and caught that soft, floral aroma of freshly steamed rice, chances are you've smelled jasmine rice. Known for its delicate fragrance and slightly sweet taste, jasmine rice is a favorite in many homes. But here's the twist: whole grain jasmine rice, brown jasmine, is not just delicious. It's also a smarter, safer choice for diabetics compared to regular white rice. Why whole jasmine rice is different? The jasmine rice most people know is the white, polished version, which is similar to white rice in terms of high glycemic index and lower nutrient content. But the whole grain version, often called brown jasmine rice, retains its outer bran layer, which means it has more fiber to slow digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes, essential vitamins and minerals, including manganese, magnesium, and B vitamins, a natural nutty undertone that makes it more flavorful and satisfying. This combination of nutrients makes brown jasmine rice a diabetes-friendly option while still allowing you to enjoy that signature aroma and soft, slightly sticky texture. The aroma that wins hearts. The subtle floral scent of jasmine rice comes from a natural compound called 2-acetyl-1-pyrroline. This aroma is what makes jasmine rice feel special, almost luxurious. When cooked properly, whole jasmine rice fills the kitchen with a light, comforting fragrance that can make even the simplest meal feel like a treat. I once introduced whole jasmine rice to Linda, a 58-year-old from Georgia who loved Chinese takeout but worried about her blood sugar. I suggested she try making her own vegetable stir-fry at home using brown jasmine rice instead of white. After 1 week, she called me saying, "Doc, I didn't know I could make food this good at home, and my blood sugar didn't spike like it usually does after takeout." Nutritional highlights: high in fiber, slows the absorption of carbs and helps control blood sugar. Rich in antioxidants, protects cells from inflammation and oxidative stress. Manganese and magnesium support bone health and energy metabolism. B vitamins aid in brain function and energy production. These nutrients are particularly important for people over 50, who often need more support for bone strength, energy levels, and heart health. Cooking whole jasmine rice. Cooking brown jasmine rice takes slightly longer than white jasmine, but the payoff in flavor and health benefits is worth it. Here's a quick method. Rinse the rice under cool water until the water runs clear. Soak for 30 minutes to shorten cooking time and improve texture. Cook with a 1.75 to 1 water to rice ratio and a pinch of salt. For extra flavor, add a piece of ginger or a bay leaf to the pot while it cooks. Once cooked, fluff it gently with a fork to keep the grains separate and aromatic. Delicious meal ideas with jasmine rice. Vegetable stir-fry. Toss with sautéed peppers, carrots, broccoli, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce. Coconut curry bowl. Serve jasmine rice with a creamy coconut chicken or vegetable curry. Tip 7. Use broths instead of water. Cooking rice in low-sodium chicken or vegetable broth instead of water adds a rich, savory flavor without relying on heavy sauces. It's a simple way to elevate your meal without adding extra calories or sugar. Tip 8. Make it meal prep friendly. One of the best habits you can build is cooking a large batch of healthy rice at the start of the week. Portion it into containers and mix it with different proteins and veggies for quick, balanced meals. This prevents you from reaching for processed foods when you're short on time. Practical example of a balanced plate. Here's an easy dinner idea. Half a cup cooked black rice. 1 grilled chicken breast seasoned with paprika and garlic. 1 cup steamed broccoli and carrots. A small drizzle of olive oil. This meal is nutrient-dense, flavorful, and won't send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. A real-life story. Sarah, a 62-year-old from Oregon, used to cook rice the same way her mom did, white rice with butter and salt. After switching to brown basmati and following these tips, she told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm eating better than ever. I don't miss the butter, and my glucose readings have improved in just weeks." Small changes can bring big results. Mid-roll reminder. If these tips sound helpful, tap the like button and share this video with someone who loves rice but worries about their blood sugar. And don't forget to grab the digital recipe book I've linked in the first comment. It's packed with quick, diabetes-friendly rice dishes and more. Up next, we'll wrap up with final tips and a recap of the best rice choices to help you confidently choose the healthiest options for your meals. We've explored a lot of ground in this journey through healthier rice options, and by now you can see that rice doesn't have to be the bad guy when it comes to diabetes. In fact, with the right varieties and a few smart cooking strategies, rice can be part of a balanced, blood sugar-friendly lifestyle. The 6 best rice varieties recap. Let's quickly review the top rice choices that work best for people with diabetes. Whole Arborio rice. Creamy and perfect for risottos, loaded with fiber and B vitamins. Red rice. Vibrant, antioxidant-rich, and excellent for heart health. Black rice. Forbidden rice packed with protein, antioxidants, and iron for energy and cell protection. Brown basmati rice. Aromatic, fluffy, and naturally low on the glycemic index. Wild rice. Technically a seed, but high in protein, fiber, and minerals, perfect for hearty bowls. Whole jasmine rice. Sweet, fragrant, and fiber-rich, making it a flavorful, healthier choice than white rice. Each of these options offers something unique, from flavor to texture to health benefits. By rotating them throughout the week, you can enjoy variety, prevent mealtime boredom, and give your body a wide range of nutrients. Practical tips for long-term success. Portion smartly. Stick to 1/2 to 1 cup of cooked rice per meal, and let lean proteins and vegetables fill the rest of your plate. Mix it up. Combine rice with high-protein beans or lentils for even more blood sugar stability. Use flavor wisely. Skip heavy sauces. Opt for herbs, spices, and broths to bring your rice dishes to life. Cook and cool. Use the resistant starch trick. Cook, cool, and reheat to lower the glycemic impact of your rice, making rice part of a diabetes-friendly lifestyle. One thing I always tell people is that food should bring joy, not stress. Choosing healthier rice varieties isn't about giving up your favorite meals. It's about finding ways to make them better for your body. Whether it's a creamy arborio risotto, a colorful red rice salad, or a wild rice soup on a cold evening, these dishes can nourish both your body and soul. I remember John, the retired firefighter I mentioned earlier, calling me after a few weeks of trying these rice swaps. He said, "Doc, I thought this was going to be hard, but I'm actually eating better than before. My energy is up, and I don't feel guilty about enjoying my food." That's exactly the goal here, building habits that last because they make you feel good. Your next step: pick just one of these rice varieties and try it this week. Maybe it's brown basmati for a simple chicken curry or black rice for a hearty grain bowl. Notice how it tastes, how satisfied you feel, and how your body responds. Small steps like this build long-term habits that protect your health. Final encouragement. Managing diabetes isn't about perfection. It's about consistency and smart choices. If rice is part of your comfort food culture, there's no need to eliminate it. Instead, choose the right rice, cook it the right way, and enjoy it with the right balance of protein, vegetables, and healthy fats. Your blood sugar, heart, and energy levels will thank you. Mid-roll CTA for final engagement. If this guide has helped you see rice in a new light, hit the like button and share this video with someone who could use these tips. And remember, my digital recipe book for diabetics, filled with practical, tasty meal ideas, is linked in the first comment. Grab your copy before it's gone. Next, don't miss my follow-up video where I reveal the best drinks to control diabetes naturally. It's the perfect complement to everything we've talked about today. Click the video on your screen now, and I'll see you there. We've come a long way in this video, exploring the 6 best rice varieties that can truly make a difference for people living with diabetes. From the creamy richness of whole Arborio rice to the vibrant, antioxidant power of red rice and the nutrient-packed benefits of black rice, each option offers a healthier way to enjoy this beloved staple. We also discovered how brown basmati rice stands out with its low glycemic index and unique aroma, how wild rice brings a powerful punch of protein and fiber, and how whole jasmine rice offers a fragrant, satisfying alternative that keeps blood sugar stable. These rice varieties are not only better for blood sugar control, but they're also rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support overall health. When paired with lean proteins, healthy fats, and colorful vegetables, they create balanced meals that nourish your body and keep you energized throughout the day. The key takeaway? You don't need to give up rice to manage diabetes, you just need to choose the right kind. By incorporating these 6 varieties into your weekly meals, you can enjoy the comfort of rice while protecting your health and improving your quality of life. Now it's time to take action. Pick one of these rice options this week and start experimenting with a new recipe. Your health, energy, and future self will thank you for it. Remember this: every small, smart choice you make, starting with the rice on your plate, has the power to transform your health and give you the freedom to enjoy life to the fullest. Start today, because your journey to better health begins with the very next meal.